Hey, what's going on, nomadic millionaires and aspiring nomadic millionaires? I just want to make this quick emergency video as there's been a lot of talk in the space right now today. Twitter's blowing up. As you could feel the jitters. Yesterday was a good day. Today we had a little bit of a pullback. And I just want to make a quick emergency video to let you guys know what I think about what's about to happen and why you should probably take it into consideration. Now, again, none of this is financial advice. This is just for entertainment purposes. I'm just speaking my mind and my opinion on what's going on in the markets. And what I'm seeing right now is, we're gearing up for a really, really big move. And it's going to be either up or down, which is easy to say, right? I feel like we're going to hit 41K and then 60K or 60K and then 41K. There's a gap at 41K if you look at the charts. And so it seems like, we got to fill that at some point. And the other important thing is I think a lot of people are weighed too heavily into altcoins right now. And Bitcoin is going to want to remind everybody that Bitcoin is king. So I think what we're going to see is a transition into Bitcoin and a sell-off in the alts, because Ethereum, it's been there, but it's not really showing tons of strength. So it's kind of in a place where it's like unclear which way it's going to go. It's definitely, a lot of people are very bullish on it, saying it's definitely undervalued, and it may be undervalued, but right now, we may be overbought. We're definitely overbought a bit in terms of the enthusiasm and just the way things have gone up so quickly, right? Every day I'm hearing of a different altcoin. Let's call them what they are. They're just really random projects that really don't have any teams or any actual development behind them, right? And they're just being shilled all over Twitter, all over YouTube. So there's a lot of nonsense projects, and it just reminds me so much of 2017 and 2018, where you had all these ridiculous projects and people were just shilling them like crazy. So we're getting to that euphoria stage. We're getting to that FOMO stage. And if you look at the rainbow chart, we're actually dangerously close to the yellow and orange territory. We're in the yellow already, and once we cross into orange, the next step after that is the red and the dark red territory, where you definitely must sell. So we're now getting into the FOMO stage, where if we thought we saw FOMO now, we're gonna see FOMO to another level. So bear with me with this new thing I'm trying out. But yeah, I think we're not done yet for sure. But when everybody's hyped, that's always the time to be the most scared, right? Like when everybody's euphoric, that's usually the sign that we're maybe a little bit too extended. And so what I want to say to that is, make sure you guys protect your capital, have your stops in place. Have stops, but be careful of stop puts, because a lot of guys, I just got stopped out on Chainlink, and I was like, and then I saw it go right back up. So you want to make sure you're putting your stops at like a oh crap stop loss, where you see things dumping 30, 40%, 50%. You want to at least get to save some of that. So set some oh crap stop losses. I'm putting them at certain positions, and that way you don't get tagged out and then miss out on the run up, which is what happens a lot of times, right? So I just want to come in and jump on here real quick, because today the stimulus check has basically been approved, and it's going to be going out to Americans. I believe it was a $1.9 trillion stimulus check. And I'm hearing a lot of, I don't know if you guys believe in this stuff. I'm just hearing so many different things. One of the things that I'm hearing, and most crypto people are hyped about the stimulus check, because they think people will put it into Bitcoin, and it's gonna make the market cap grow and prices go up, right? Just one theory that I've been hearing is that this stimulus check actually contains payments to whales in the crypto space to basically pay them off, to have them dump coins on everybody and make crypto basically crash. And if this would be a crash, it would definitely, I think, be a short-term crash, and it would rebound. It might take a month to 2 months or more than that, but this is just a theory that I'm hearing through the grapevines. Now, don't take me up on it. This is just a theory that I've heard, and there's plenty of theories out there. But something feels weird about this inflection point that we're at. It feels like all season should be here, but it's not quite here. And people have been waiting for alt season. But when you also look at the chart, we're also up a lot since last summer. And this bull run has been going for more than, longer than people think. It feels like it's only been a couple months, but really it's been going on since mid last summer. So now when I look at the charts, when I look at different trends and historical things, as far as how much we've extended from the previous high, we're not quite there yet. So technically we shouldn't be at the top. This run up has gone up faster, quicker, in my opinion. But we're still in the long view of things. We're not quite there. Whether this is the end of the bull market in this cycle, that remains to be seen. I don't think we'll be in a proper bear market unless we go below 40,000 or 35,000. I think that would really indicate like trouble. But in the meantime, we are definitely still due for corrections like we had a couple weeks ago. And it's not to say that we might not have another one. It was looking like a V-shaped recovery. And if Bitcoin continues to go and pierces through 60K, we might be all right. But right now it's it's kind of teetering on 55, 54K. Ethereum's dipped a little bit. A lot of alts are dipping, but I think this is just going to be, it's basically going to be a time for Bitcoin to shine and Bitcoin to really show its dominance. And then I think we're going to see Bitcoin's price level off in the low 60s, maybe 65 if it gets really high. And then we'll see alts finally take off into a proper alt season. So everybody's been waiting on that. I've been waiting on that. A lot of people have been waiting on that. So it's just a matter of time, hopefully, where we see this thing kind of steady out. And I think once this whole stimulus thing is taken care of, we might actually see more confidence. And if there's going to be a shakeout, there's going to be a shakeout, and we can just deal with it. But at this point, it's really important to just protect your capital and make sure you're not overly invested. And that's kind of where I'm seeing things go right now. And in terms of projects that I'm looking at, I'm still very bullish on anything that's put out by the founder of FTX Exchange. Binance said that they were going to have an announcement today. I think they did make the announcement. It was not entirely, I thought it was going to have a much bigger effect on the price. But there are other coins, smaller cap coins that I'm more interested in. One of them being Luna, which has jumped up to $11, but I think it still has a lot of room. Fet is another one that I'm looking at. It's been doing pretty well, and I don't think it's near its highs yet. So definitely an opportunity there. Matic is solid. Those, I feel like those are the ones that I'm like really excited about. And yeah, there's always more projects. There's a million projects, but what I'm looking at right now is projects that have the potential to 10x and just really trade. I've been holding a lot of bags, and it's cool, but it's not immediate returns. And in this alt cycle, I think the goal should be to get in and out. Of course, have bags. I want to have bags in projects that I really believe in, that I think are good long-term holds. But I want to trade the other ones to then build up my positions in these smaller cap, in these other coins that are not Bitcoin, that I fully believe in and that I think will go up much higher. So yeah, guys. That's the quick. Emergency update. And I'm going to be watching closely what happens today with this stimulus. I think it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. As far as the economy goes, we're just like continuing to print money, and it's just not going to end well for people. If you look at the consumer price index, the price of food and things like that has skyrocketed, and they're claiming that they haven't been able to properly track the prices of goods and consumer goods because of the pandemic. But really, it's pretty clear, even with the baseline analysis that they did, that prices have gone up, and they're going to continue to go up. And if people are going to continue to use a currency that is just being able to be printed out of thin air, it's going to get worse, and people are going to wonder what's happening to the buying power of their money. So this is really important to consider. Like, where do you see the future coming? Do you feel, with everything that's going on, the solutions are going to come from outside of the system? And another thing, it's not going to come from within the system, the governments, things that have been holding up the infrastructure of society for so long. I think people are breaking through that. Finally, people are realizing that there's another way to live, that they actually have power on their own through other systems. And maybe it could be collaborative, but I don't think it will be. I think the governments will fight this. It'll be very hard for them to stop it, but it's definitely possible for them to make it difficult. Especially when it comes to corporations putting their balance sheets into Bitcoin and things like that. And they're going to try hard as possible to stop that. And with that said, a lot of people say that Bitcoin is using too much energy, and it is wreaking havoc on the planet. And I agree, it's definitely taking up a huge chunk of energy right now. But then on the other hand, there's two things that I see with that. The banks and the Federal Reserve and the entire current monetary system, every bank, every ATM that you see is sucking up so much more resources from the planet than Bitcoin ever has. Think about how much paper gets used in these banks. Think about how much energy is required to have these banks operating all around the world, all these ATMs, these stock exchanges, the Federal Reserve buildings, the banks all around the world. I mean, it's just insanity how much energy they use. And they're complaining about mining using computers and sending money from one side of the world to the other side of the world in mere minutes or seconds. I think there's a much lesser evil here, and I wouldn't even call it an evil. And why is that? Is because it may just be a temporary evil. And what I mean by that is that I feel like Bitcoin is going to force us to ultimately figure out a solution for cheaper energy, for cheaper electricity. Why is that? Because it's only in the best interest of the miners to produce Bitcoin at the least cost possible. And so what happens when you incentivize cheap, efficient energy? It basically incentivizes you to figure out a way to more efficiently and cheaply produce energy, and that's going to make us more sustainable in a way. In a way, it's going to force, if these miners want to continue to profit and maximize their profits, they're going to want to they're definitely going to want to come up with a renewable source that allows them to run their mining operations at little to no cost, because that would basically mean free or printing money for them. As long as they have the computing power, they have the resources for the computers, the rigs, all of that. As long as they have that, then they're able to more efficiently use energy, produce energy. Then it's basically forcing the world to figure out a cheaper way to produce energy. And I think ultimately what's going to happen is energy is going to be free, because right now the way that we see energy is it's an explosive thing. You use a combustion engine, it explodes and it creates energy. I think energy is going to be created through the process of implosion at some point, and it's going to be much cheaper and much more efficient and much faster. So yeah, that's what I have to say. I know we got a little bit technical and on the science and political end of things in some ways, but yeah, just be prepared, guys. There's a fight coming. It's not going to be easy. Transitioning into an entirely new monetary system is never going to be easy, but like they say, it's not going to be anything that's worth fighting for is not going to be easy. So we're just in the beginning stages right now, guys. I don't think we've seen it all yet. I would just advise you guys to protect your capital. Remember, Bitcoin is king, and and then when altcoin season does come, it's going to be amazing. So I'm really looking forward to those picks that I mentioned earlier, Luna, Fet. There's other ones I think that I want to get on Uniswap. There's Aleph, ALEPH. If you haven't checked it out, check that one out. And Deus is another one that I've checked out. It's DEUS. So those are my top picks right now. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll come to you guys on the next one. Make sure you guys hit like so I know to keep making these videos. Comment below. I really like seeing your comments, and I like interacting with you guys. And people have been seeing my videos recently, and it's nice to see that people on the island that I'm living on are actually catching these videos. So I would love your input. Let me know what you guys want to hear about, what you like about the videos, and what you would like to see more of. So yeah, make sure you guys hit that subscribe. I want to make sure I get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of this month, so please help me get to that goal and hit that notification bell so you guys get these emergency notifications. Awesome talking to you guys. See you guys on the next video. Peace.